Audio monologue is currently playing. Hello everyone watching the live stream or the replay. This is a pre-monologue before the actual one plays because I feel the need to explain some things. It says birthday live stream at the top, but today is not my birthday as I'm streaming this. It was on the 20th and I was supposed to do a live stream that day. But the setup for this stream wasn't even finished. I didn't want to edit the setup so I kept it, but it's outdated now. I apologize for being very late with this stream as I am working on other projects right now. Also, a new video was supposed to be up on my birthday, the 20th, but that also wasn't finished on time. I started the project too late not realizing it, so sorry for being late with that too. But I promise that birthday video will be up very soon, it's nearly finished. That's the small update. So now the official audio monologue will start playing now. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year. Beginning of audio monologue, Thursday, December 7th, 2023, 3:23 p.m. Hello to both live and replay viewers. Welcome to the live stream. Or if you're watching the replay of this live stream, welcome to you too. 3 p.m. is the time I wake up these days. I promise I'm gonna fix that really soon because I'm getting too old to be staying up until 6 a.m. It's unhealthy. Anyway, the day I'm writing this monologue entry is the day I thought of attempting to make an hour-long audio monologue to play for the first hour of this birthday livestream. I quickly did the math and realized that in order for me to write and make an hour-long monologue in audio form, I would have to write 600 lines of dialogue. As I'm writing this right now, I don't know if I'll be able to write all 600 lines of dialogue, but for now this is just an attempt. If it doesn't work out, I don't know if I'll keep what I wrote so far and just play that on the livestream or delete everything. I still have more than a week left before my birthday arrives. So we'll see. I don't even know what exact day I'm live streaming, so my own comments about having a birthday livestream could easily be outdated and wrong if I don't stream that day. I decided to do a livestream on my birthday, or around my birthday last night, and then whole audio monologue thing came to me this afternoon as soon as I woke up. Honestly, sometimes I get the best ideas right after waking up, it's kinda odd. I should have said this earlier in the monologue. But what I'm live streaming is myself coloring a birthday animation video as my own present. This video was actually supposed to be uploaded today. But I underestimated myself on when I would finish this. Plus I forced myself to take a bit of a break after I finished my last video, so I kinda started everything late too. This project is called ENHYPEN Sunoo Duality King Animation Edit. Finally, an animation edit is in the works after months of not making them. I've been itching to make one for months. So I'm glad I decided to make this one for my birthday since it would be more fitting. I don't think I made it clear on this channel yet, but Kim Sunoo is my new ultimate bias now. Yoongi is also still my ultimate bias, but now Sunoo is up there too. This is my first time having multiple ultimate biases in my K-pop standing experience. I was always hesitant to add another person there because for years I thought Yoongi was gonna be my one and only ultimate. But then I found Sunoo and my whole world got turned upside down. I haven't been the same since. And speaking of Sunoo, I'm actually working on a new commentary video right now that has something to do with Sunoo. I won't be talking directly about him. It will be way more focused on his fans instead. Don't worry, I'm not criticizing Sunoo at all in the video, there's nothing to criticize anyway. I don't even have the guts to criticize my baby Pookie if I'm being honest with you. Hold your faves accountable. Until it's Kim Sunoo LMAO. I'm 32 lines into this monologue. Didn't think I would get this far on the first day of doing this. Updates to this will be made every day until my birthday comes. So prepare to listen to me talk about nonsense for an hour straight using an annoying robot voice. And for anyone that might be curious as to why I use a robot voice, I'm actually not that afraid to reveal my voice on this channel. I already revealed my voice on 2 videos I made in the past. I'll probably add a card above for both of those videos. But the reasons why I don't use my real voice is because for one, I don't have a great microphone. I am thinking about buying one, but then that taps into my second problem. For two, I live with my mom in a fairly small apartment, so if I was to start talking into a microphone trying to record audio for commentary, she could easily hear everything. My whole family knows that I'm into K-pop, but I don't want them to find out all the toxic bullshit that happens within it. I don't want them to know how extremely toxic and even nearly dangerous a lot of toxic K-pop stans can be. I'm trying to keep all of them sane, unlike myself who's been a K-pop fan since 2016 and has seen just about everything at this point. So I do not want my mom to hear me talk about crazy batshit things K-pop stans are doing, because she will question me about it. I'm not even joking or exaggerating with you. So for now, no microphone will be used for my family's sake. I'm not good at speaking into a microphone anyway. All you will hear is me speaking in the most monotone boring voice in the world. As an autistic person, the monotone ass voice is just part of us. We can practice to make it sound less monotone, and I am capable of making myself sound more emotional. But for some reason when I try to record myself talking, the extreme monotone jumps out of my voice and it becomes really hard to change it. So for the sake of my own family and to not bore you guys with my monotone voice, no microphone and real voice in my videos for now. Plus it's a lot easier to edit the Google Translate voice anyways. I'm 51 lines in, I seriously need to go now. I need to start my day, eat some food, shower, etc. The day I'm writing this, I actually won't be working on frames today. I already worked on some yesterday, so I'm trying to give myself a little break. I'll update this monologue tomorrow, so I'll talk later. But don't leave yet if you're listening to all of this for some reason. You still have 50-something minutes to go. Okay, bye for now. Friday, December 8, 2023, 8:37 p.m. I don't have much to update today, so this should be brief. Last night I finally started writing my script for the Sunoo commentary video. I say finally because I was procrastinating writing the script for a while. I'm not scared to make this video or anything, I'm actually very excited to make it. What held me back a little is that I really want to be happy with the script after I finish it, so I'm trying to be careful and take my time with the script. I usually write my scripts for videos all in one night, which is horrible for my already god-awful sleeping schedule. I'm making sure to not do that anymore. And I'm sure if I took my time with my other commentary videos, they would have been in better quality. Thankfully this Sunoo video is forcing me to take more time in writing the script to make sure I'm happy with it, and I'm not adding things in it that doesn't really fit the video. I say that because yesterday when I was writing the script a bit, I ended up writing a whole rant about a controversy that happened with ENHYPEN. I won't say what it was here because I might talk about it in a future unpopular K-pop opinions video. But I realized after writing everything out that it actually had really nothing to do with Sunoo's fans directly, so I had to scrap that whole section out of the script. I also noticed in my rant that it will most likely offend a lot of people if I said it all publicly. I've always been pretty unfiltered with my opinions on things. So I really don't care if it upsets people because I actually state facts in it. Whoever gets mad is just denying the truth anyway. But anyways, again brief update today. I might add on to this monologue tomorrow if I have things to talk about, so see y'all later. Monday, December 11, 2023, 4 p.m. Apologies for not updating this audio monologue for 3 days. I had nothing to talk about when it comes to myself, my life is an exciting lol. So today for the monologue, I figured I might as well use this opportunity to talk about some things going on in the K-pop world right now. I'll never make videos talking about these things, so I might as well discuss them here. For anyone still listening to this, how about we talk about BLACKPINK renewing their contracts with YG and also BABYMONSTER's debut. First, BABYMONSTER. I know everyone and their mom has said this already, but their debut was pretty underwhelming. There was no specific parts of the song or music video that wowed me at all. I still remember when I first watched BLACKPINK's debut with Boom Baya. My eyes were glued to the screen the entire time. I liked the song off the bat and I thought their choreography, outfits, the background sets, etc. were amazing. I think YG actually did everything right with BLACKPINK's debut. Because everybody including the non-fans watched BLACKPINK like a hawk for their future comebacks. With BABYMONSTER I just felt nothing. I wasn't hyped at all. The choreography seemed too simple and unfinished, and the background sets look very recycled like I've seen them before in other YG music videos. I know people have pointed this out already, but the sets looked extremely similar to BLACKPINK's. This was a slight fear of mine coming true. I had a feeling that YG was pretty much gonna make BABYMONSTER's debut and image very similar to BLACKPINK. So right now BABYMONSTER is literally BLACKPINK 2.0. But with 2 additional members and they're younger. I know about that one member leaving, or not fully leaving apparently. I don't really know what's going on with that. But if she really left for health reasons, I hope she gets better. BABYMONSTER's whole debut has been a big underwhelming mess so far, and I honestly feel so bad for the girls. Didn't all these girls train at YG for multiple years? And for them to finally debut but have it be very underwhelming and not exciting to a lot of people must have hurt them. It's not their fault at all, YG is just fucking stupid and a terrible man. I feel like he messed everything up for BABYMONSTER because during the time their debut kept getting delayed. YG was fighting for his life trying to get the BLACKPINK members to resign their contracts. With how long it took, I don't know if maybe the BLACKPINK members wanted to leave at first but YG begged them to stay. Or if they took a while to set new negotiations that the members were comfortable with. But the whole situation definitely messed with BABYMONSTER's debut, including the one member that left for health reasons. I'm not gonna sit here and say that BABYMONSTER is already a group of flops or something, because I know that's probably what a lot of toxic K-pop stans are saying right now. I'm only hoping that BABYMONSTER's future comebacks get better. And I personally want them to stray away from being seen as BLACKPINK 2.0. The badass, I don't give a fuck energy that YG has portrayed for years is tiring and not working anymore. It worked really well for 21 and it still works for BLACKPINK, but it ain't gonna work for BABYMONSTER. I mean, it could work if they do it right and in their own way, but for now I don't know what YG is gonna do for them. I do hope BABYMONSTER has a very bright future in their lives and careers. They're all basically the same age as the NEWJEANS members, and being in this insanely toxic industry so young is going to have long-lasting effects on them in the future. All I can hope for is that they are all surrounded by good people who can keep them a bit more sane while they live the intense idol life. That's enough about BABYMONSTER. Now let's finally move on to BLACKPINK renewing their contracts with YG. I personally feel bittersweet about the announcement. Part of me is happy that they resigned and we'll get more comebacks, because it's honestly fun watching BLACKPINK's music videos. There's something about them that really captivates you and keeps your attention even if you watch it multiple times. There's a K-pop YouTuber named Mara that has an amazing video explaining why everyone is so captivated by BLACKPINK's music videos, to the point where every time they drop a new music video everyone literally stops whatever they were doing just to watch them. But the other part of me is worried for the members themselves. Pretty much since their debut, BLACKPINK has gotten an obscene amount of hate over the years. And it seems like nowadays the hate has gotten worse. Of course we all know that it's common for popular groups in K-pop to get tons of hate. The industry is very cutthroat, so when groups gain a ton of popularity, the fans immediately see them as a threat to their own favorite groups and start attacking them. I think it's so stupid that people actually do this because it's not hard at all to celebrate other groups' achievements and success, and not see anyone as a threat. I really wish the K-pop industry didn't encourage this behavior with both the fans and the groups, but there isn't anything I can do. The industry would have to change from the inside out. But this has been part of the industry for so long, who's gonna wanna be that one person to try and change that? Plus I think the industry has been becoming even more competitive ever since K-pop became globalized and a lot more people know about the industry now. I wanna hope everything will chill out in at least 10 years, but ain't no telling right now. Anyway, sorry for the side tangent. But I'm fine with ranting and getting sidetracked here because I gotta fill up as much space as possible to try and reach 600 plus lines of dialogue. So anyway, I think since 2018 or 2019 it has become very normalized to hate on the BLACKPINK members within the K-pop fandom. Some of that is because they became an extremely popular group literally since the day they debuted. But do you guys know who I think actually normalized the hate towards BLACKPINK? It was ARMYs. I know they weren't the only fandom that attacked them over the years, but I genuinely think they started to normalize it. Because no, think about it for real. Both BTS and BLACKPINK started to gain massive popularity at the exact same time. BTS started gaining more global success between the years 2016 and 2018. And they just continued to get bigger and bigger without ever stopping. BLACKPINK debuted in 2016. And had so many eyes on them from the jump because they were the first girl group to debut so many years after 21. So because both of those groups gained global popularity at the same time, ARMYs immediately saw BLACKPINK as a threat to BTS' success. BTS debuted in 2013 and had a more slow gradual growth in popularity until 2016. The same year BLACKPINK debuted and BTS got their first Billboard 100 entry for their Wings album. BLACKPINK kinda came out of nowhere to ARMYs and they had instant success. And like I said before, the industry is very cutthroat and competitive as hell. Every single K-pop fandom saw them as an immediate threat. But guess who saw them as a massive threat because of how fast they gained popularity around the same time BTS finally started to gain more international success? That's right, ARMYs. ARMYs were probably the first fandom in the K-pop community to start throwing the BLACKPINK members under the bus whenever they could. When Jennie started having YG's princess allegations thrown at her, ARMYs were very quick to jump on that and run with it. And when the lazy dancing allegations started, we all know that went out of control. To this very day, Jennie still gets lazy dancing allegations thrown at her, especially because of their latest tour they had. It doesn't help at all that in some video clips, Jennie does look very low energy while she's dancing. It was revealed both by Jennie herself and a post made years ago, explaining that Jennie just has some weak-ass ankles and can't dance in high heels because of it. So it seemed like Jennie was lazy dancing, all because her ankles were in so much pain. But with the BLACKPINK hate being so normalized now, no one really believes the weak ankles excuse anymore. People did at first. But then BLACKPINK went on tour and those infamous concert clips surfaced, and everyone suddenly stopped believing it. I personally do believe that Jennie has weak ankles and her body can't take much demanding physical activities, as someone who also can't do much physical activity. But I truly don't know why some of her recent performances in concerts have been lackluster. I don't want to assume she's depressed like too many people have been assuming about her. Like they're her therapist or doctor. It could be her ankles hurting or being overworked from the tour, or maybe the hate started to bother her again. I truly don't know. But in any way, no one wants to let the lazy dancing allegations and hate go. Quick question because I don't know. The person who made and uploaded the first video that showcased Jennie's lazy dancing, and it went viral, causing the whole hate train towards Jennie. Were they an ARMY, or just a BLACKPINK hater? If they were an ARMY, it fits into my narrative that ARMYs wanted to try and take BLACKPINK down. If they were just a hater, I definitely think ARMYs used that situation to hate Jennie and the other members to bring them down. To this day, a lot of ARMY-based YouTube channels make hateful BLACKPINK content for very little to no reason. I guess since both BTS and BLACKPINK are at the top of the top together, they still see them as a huge threat and is still trying to take them down. Blinks also see BTS as a threat. That's why those two fandoms never ever got along and probably never will. Even when dating rumors between Taehyung and Jennie popped up with photos and everything, Blinks and ARMYs refused to at least be civil with each other if they were confirmed to be true. The only time I've ever seen Blinks and ARMYs get along is when they ship a BTS member and a BLACKPINK member together. Which, another question, why the fuck do people ship them together? I literally don't understand. I've never even see either group interact with each other on camera, so why and how it people start shipping them together? I know we started seeing them actually talk to each other recently, but people have been shipping them together since the beginning, I think. So I ask again, why and how did that even happen? It genuinely baffles me. Then again, kids will ship anyone with anything even if they're cousins or siblings, so. But anyway, also Lisa has gotten a ton of hate over the years too. While Jennie has been getting favoritism and lazy dancing hate, Lisa has been getting a lot of racist hate ever since she debuted. Some people legit hate her just because she's Thai and from Thailand. It's so weird. I never understood hating someone because of their skin color and or where they're from. It's literally nonsensical. That's why stuff like this has to be taught to people, because no one is ever born instantly hating a group of people for how they look or where they're from. And Koreans are known to be hella racist to everyone that isn't Korean, so Lisa has been the main target of it for years. It's not just Korean citizens though. Some international non-Thai people have been very racist towards Lisa too. And then recently, ever since she did her Crazy Horse performance, even a ton of Thai people plus everybody else has been extremely vitriol towards her. If anyone watched my Yoonchai commentary video, I explained throughout that whole video that K-pop stans are some of the most misogynistic people I have ever seen. That was completely confirmed even further once this Crazy Horse shit happened. Lisa posted some photos of her performance on her Instagram. And I believe very few videos of her actual performance leaked onto the internet. But even before she posted those photos, the visceral hate and slut-shaming people were doing to her was instantaneous. Like as soon as her performance was announced, people were beyond angry with her. I made a shorts video talking about this already, but I'm gonna state it all here once again. Lisa is a grown-ass woman that can do a sexually charged performance as she wants to. And it was made very clear that she actually really wanted to do a performance like this for a long time. The fact that everyone, including Blinks, has been calling her all types of slut-shaming and racist names because of this performance is wild to me. Like, what is wrong with all of you? Please tell me, because I'm genuinely curious. Why are you all so angry at Lisa for her crazy horse performance? She's a whole adult and wanted to do the performance for a long time, so why? If it's because you had this wholesome image attached to her, I'm sorry, but that's stupid. You cannot attach a wholesome or innocent image to adult idols and celebrities. It makes no sense. It only makes sense when it comes to idols who are still minors, because they're supposed to be wholesome and innocent, or at least seen that way, because those are kids. If you do it to adults, you're setting yourself up for disappointment down the line. Adults are not gonna let themselves have an innocent image forever. Why else do you think Jungkook from BTS went above and beyond with his song 7-3D and Standing Next to You? He made it clear as day in those lyrics that he is an adult now and should treat him as such. He even clarified in a Weverse live that there was basically nothing wrong with making music about sex in general because sex is normal. He pretty much told all of the armies that aggressively babied him for so many years he is an adult now and, maybe, he's had sex before and knows everything now. It kinda sucks that Jungkook possibly felt like he had to do all of this to get people to stop babying him. But at the same time, we would have never gotten any of these bops he made. So I guess it was a curse that was turned into a blessing. Lisa's case isn't the same, but the outcome is similar to Jungkook. They both ended up getting tons of backlash for doing something explicit, despite both of them being adults. Well, I guess Lisa's case is similar to Jungkook's because since they're both Asian people, a huge chunk of K-pop stans infantilizes all of these idols. But it's weird because the fans also sexualize these idols on a daily basis, but as soon as these same idols choose to sexualize themselves by their own choice, the fans get angry and try to push the innocent and wholesome image onto them suddenly. Not all of the fans do this, just a select few of them. Which is still a lot if we're only talking about K-pop fans because the community is massive now. So, are these people mad that these idols are taking back control of their own sexualization? If that's the case, that's weird. It gives me certain vibes I don't want to discuss, so I'll move on. Jennie and Lisa are the main members that gets tons of hate on a daily basis. But what about Rosé and Jisoo? Well, I personally have never seen those two receive as much hate as the other two. We all know that Jennie and Lisa are the most popular BLACKPINK members. So of course most of the attacks the group gets will be more aimed towards them. The only time I've seen Jisoo get some backlash was when that one K-drama was about to release. I have no opinion on the K-drama and situation around the K-drama because I am not a Korean citizen, or a Korean person in general. But that was the first time I saw Jisoo get some backlash, especially for something more serious. But still, with Jisoo, the backlash from that situation didn't really stick with her, I don't think. It seems like Korean netizens have forgotten about that K-drama scandal and still support her. Rosé got into that very brief drug scandal that was quickly proven to be false. And even then I didn't see her get much backlash even from K-netizens. Except maybe the usual people telling her she shouldn't smoke because she's an idol and blah blah blah. All of this to say that I'm worried for the members because since they renewed their contracts, this hate campaign against them is just gonna continue. I don't want their mental health to deteriorate any more than it possibly already has. They are well aware of the hate they get, and I'm sure it gets to them sometimes. All I can do is hope that the hate simmers down by the time their next comeback comes around. It might not though, because every time they have a comeback now, everyone talks about their music and title tracks sounding the exact same because of the Teddy formula they use all the time. Hopefully with this new contract they will be able to change things up a bit for their next comeback. And I hope they're able to have more frequent comebacks too. Because no one wants to now wait 3 years for the next comeback to continue that stupid strategy. K-pop groups have to make a comeback at least every 5 or 6 months. Everything in K-pop goes at a breakneck speed. People get bored and move on so fast, that's why it's important to come out with new music as frequently as possible. I don't agree with K-pop moving this fast, but there ain't nothing I can do except try to keep up. This comeback gap strategy has only been working for BLACKPINK for so long. But it's at a point now where people are actively tired of it and want more frequent comebacks. At least give them one a year, they have enough popularity to do one comeback a year no problem. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens with them. I went from line 74 to line 231 talking about BABYMONSTER and BLACKPINK for so long today. I spent some hours writing all of this lol. My thumbs are tired, so I should go for today. Now I don't know if I want to go all the way to 600 lines with this, because this is too much typing for me. I might stop at 300 lines instead. And I'm getting close to it. 30 minutes can be enough for an audio monologue, right? But I don't know yet. I'll see how I feel in the next couple days. I don't know when I'll update this again. But I'll see you another time. Monday, December 11th, 2023, 9:54 p.m. It's the same day, but I'm back very briefly to mention something I forgot before. The BLACKPINK AI cover for Batter Up by BABYMONSTER made the song sound way better than the original. I don't even know how that happened. But somehow the BLACKPINK members' voices fit the song better? It's not even their real voices, it's the shitty AI. Even the garbage AI voice cover with BLACKPINK's fake voices gave the song so much more flavor that it was missing. This is how you know YG fucked up when an AI cover is better than the original song. That's all I wanted to say. See you later. Tuesday, December 12th, 2023, 4:46 p.m. Something kinda big happened with BTS yesterday at the time I'm writing this for the audio monologue. As an ARMY since 2016. Why not take this opportunity to talk about it, since I'm not gonna make a video or even write out a whole community post about it. No one reads those anyway. So yesterday, the rest of the BTS members enlisted into the military. For those that may not know, it was RM Jimin, Taehyung and Jungkook. Jin, J-Hope and Suga already enlisted months ago. Of course, ARMYs all over social media were crying and sobbing about it. Do you guys know that I used to dread these days back in my early and mid days of being a full-blown obsessed ARMY? Thinking back, I used to think that I wouldn't know what to even do once all the BTS members enlisted into their mandatory service. I legit thought I was gonna be extremely bored once they left. It terrified me to even think that I could possibly lose interest in them. These were literal fears I had back in 2018 to 2021. But Seokjin went in 2022, then J-Hope left. Then my baby Yoongi left, and that hurt me a little bit, not gonna lie. And then just yesterday the rest of them left and I felt nothing. I wasn't sad or anything. I was definitely sad when Jin, J-Hope and Yoongi left because I wasn't used to them leaving yet. But with the rest of them, Namjoon, Jimin, Taehyung and Jungkook, I didn't feel anything. I don't know if it's because I know what to expect now or what, but it was a little odd for me. If I was able to travel back in time back to my 2018 self and told her how nonchalant and not sad I felt when the members left to the military, she would not believe me at all. She would most likely cry in fear that I had lost interest in them, and it was her worst fear come true. So I guess the question now is, did I actually lose some interest in BTS? I honestly don't really think so, but at the same time I do feel the extreme burnout I caused for myself. I said in my video about ARMYs how I completely burnt myself out on BTS because I watched content of them for 5 or 6 years straight every single day. That's not a lie or an exaggeration. I'm being so for real. Hyperfixations can be very strong for people with autism like me. BTS was mostly all I thought about and cared about from 2016 all the way to maybe 2021. I started feeling the burnout in 2021, so that's when I realized that I needed a huge break from the group and especially the fandom. A huge chunk of that burnout was also caused by the fandom, ARMYs. I think ever since 2018 or 2019 when BTS really started to gain massive global popularity, the fandom got progressively worse around that time too. I know it makes sense that every time a fandom gets bigger it gets more toxic because more toxic people join in. Statistically, more people joining a fandom also means the ratio for toxic fans increase. Very basic fandom math. I actually don't know if I talked about this in my video about ARMYs. If I didn't, I must have forgotten to talk about it. ARMYs pretty much completely morphed from a fandom that genuinely and wholeheartedly loved and respected the BTS members with their entire heart, to them being reduced to objects and sex symbols. ARMYs also really started to only care about getting BTS every single achievement possible. Like always feeling like they had to break records every time they released new music or got nominated for something. Before some ARMY discovers this monologue and tries to twist my words up. Of course I believe BTS deserve every single award and should break every record they possibly can. But when it's gotten to the point where I've seen ARMYs legitimately get angry at other ARMYs for not streaming something enough to break a record or reach a milestone, and constantly talking about having to make a BTS song reach the Billboard Hot 100 within the top 5 at least. ARMYs only seeming to care about breaking records for BTS and keeping them at the top above everyone else. They've built this reputation onto themselves where it looks like all ARMYs care about now is keeping BTS at the top, the 1% of the 1% within the K-pop industry. Making them very untouchable to where no one can or is even allowed to criticize them at all. It's to the point where literal music critics, the people that critique music as their job, even they have to be careful when they give a review on a BTS song or album to avoid getting goddamn death threats from ARMYs. The fact that ARMYs go above and beyond to protect and defend BTS is exactly why I think that genuine love and respect for them isn't really there anymore. A good chunk of the fandom sees them as either gods that need to be protected, or sex objects that can fulfill all of their fantasies. I honestly didn't mean to rant about ARMY again. But I guess I'm still very salty about how much the fandom has changed. I was actually shocked when I made my shorts video talking about Namjoon saying, "You guys have changed," in a Weverse live to ARMYs. And I got so many comments from thankfully mature ARMYs saying that they agreed with me. Thankfully I am nowhere near the only ARMY that felt this way about the fandom. It's nice to know that other mature ARMYs that still love and respect BTS like humans feel the same way I do. The fact that Namjoon said that in a Weverse live and it actually sent the fandom into a panic just shows that something is very wrong now. If Namjoon himself is able to recognize it, that's when you know something is up. He's an extremely intelligent man, so he doesn't just say things like that out of nowhere or to fuck with people. That obviously means something is wrong and needs to be fixed. But anyway, I am a bit burned out from BTS, so that could be why I wasn't sad when seeing them all enlist. I'm honestly hoping while the members are away, the fandom corrects themselves and stops tolerating toxic behaviors. I know the overprotecting BTS thing is never ever gonna go away or ease up at all. That's been a thing since the second year after they debuted. Plus ARMYs still love getting that sweet high engagement every time they write tweets or make entire videos talking about how much shit BTS went through even before they debuted. They're so obsessed with BTS underdog story that they apply it every single time BTS gets criticized, or an American interviewer asks the members stupid questions. Even when BTS sit there and do nothing. Somebody on Twitter will tweet about the members went through so much and they're so inspiring to power through all of it and achieved so many things their enemies never thought they ever would. I was on ARMY Twitter for years and I saw those BTS underdog story tweets at least every 2 to 3 business days, I'm not even joking. BTS basically ended up having the perfect underdog story in their past for their fans to constantly victimize them every single chance they get. Did I also participate in making very similar underdog story tweets about BTS? Of course I did, I was literally obsessed with them back then. I can literally go back to my old tweets and find a plethora of tweets defending them from other fandoms, stupid interviewers, music critics that rightfully critique them, etc. etc. I literally became that annoying overprotective ARMY that I now despise about the fandom. It's encouraged and basically required to defend BTS as soon as you join the fandom now. Because back then I don't really know if it was reinforced that much. Back then most ARMYs started defending them on impulse because of their underdog backstory. Plus some scandals the group got into that prompted everyone to send hate their way. Nowadays when people become ARMYs, if you're not seen defending or protecting BTS from anything that's slightly critical of them, suddenly you're not a real ARMY and you need to leave the fandom immediately. Those are their words and thoughts, not mine. I knew it was bad. But I didn't know exactly how bad it would get until this very year. You know what, while I'm already here I might as well talk a bit about the N-word controversy. Not the Namjoon one, the Taehyung one, the newest one. So some months ago, Taehyung was doing his usual Weverse live and at some point he sang along to a song that uttered the N-word. And apparently Taehyung either fully sang the N-word or just lip-synced to it. I don't actually know what happened honestly, I never watched the footage myself to see exactly what went down. But ARMY's reaction afterwards was a bit appalling. They literally ignored the whole incident and pretended it didn't happen at all. Some ARMYs went as far as to defend Taehyung for saying the N-word, that they don't even care that he said it. This was allegedly actual black ARMYs saying all of this. Like no one addressed it, no one talked about it. Even big channels and accounts on YouTube and TikTok completely avoided talking about that incident. To be fair, a lot of big ARMY YouTube channels and TikTok accounts are non-black. So maybe they thought it wasn't their place to talk about it, which is fine. But in my opinion, they could have at least talked about how it was wrong for ARMYs to sweep it under the rug like it didn't happen. Like, how is the fandom at the point now where when BTS members actually do something wrong, ARMYs close their eyes and look the other way pretending they didn't see anything? Weren't y'all the same fandom that pressured BTS into doing something to bring awareness to the Black Lives Matter movement back in 2020? Now in 2023, you're actually allowing a BTS member to say a slur against black people because suddenly black ARMYs don't care about that word being used by him? If this was a different idol from a whole different group, the backlash would be instantaneous. ARMYs would use that moment to praise BTS for being so unproblematic. It's happened before. But since a BTS member said it, it's actually fine because he just sang the word. The double standards are outrageous, but it's also unsurprising. The fandom is at the point where a BTS member can literally say a slur. And ARMYs will sweep it under the rug and pretend it didn't happen because they would rather ignore it than criticize the members. So now no one is allowed to criticize BTS even when they do something wrong. Damn. I'm starting to think a lot of black K-pop stans don't care about their own social justice issues when it comes to their faves. Well, I already knew that K-pop stans in general are extremely performative in everything just to make themselves look 100% morally good. I'll give you all this huge reminder. Genuinely bad people always hide behind good causes. The examples are religious groups, social justice issues, politics, etc. It's exactly why I personally think a lot of people who consider themselves as far left on the political spectrum are secretly horrible people. In case you don't understand what I mean, people who call themselves liberals or people who are left-wing in politics are often seen as people who actually care about everyone's basic human rights, right? They support the LGBTQA+ community, bring awareness to social issues with people of color, discourage fat phobia and skinny shaming. Wanting people who are physically and/or mentally disabled to get the proper help they need and take mental health more seriously, advocate for women's rights and feminism. Basically, left-wing people don't want anyone to be restricted or ostracized by society just because of who they are. I should have just said it like that without making it complicated, lol. Anyway, from what I've seen over the years, people who are extremely outspoken about these social justice issues and movements have always been eventually outed as a horrible person. It's actually a psychological thing where bad people will overcompensate by trying to appear as a good person that does good things. Because they don't want to be shunned by people for being a terrible person. And sometimes these people don't actually know that they're a terrible person. Or they don't believe it if they're told what they did wrong. So whenever I see or hear about someone calling themselves a strong liberal or a huge advocate for things like women's rights, gay and trans rights, or a very common one I see is strong advocacy for mental health, I instantly have some suspicions about that person. I've seen this happen both in the K-pop community and in the art commentary community, and the art community in general. That's why whenever I see K-pop stans yelling and screaming about some idol doing cultural appropriation or something, I don't take it seriously ever. I don't think anyone actually cares about a non-black person wearing braids, they just want to think they're doing something to protect black people or whatever. I'm a black woman saying this, by the way. Okay, I ranted so much in this that I switched topics multiple times. Anyways, ARMYs don't respect BTS as humans anymore. I'm glad they went to the military so the fandom can hopefully chill out. I spent way too long writing this again, just like I did yesterday. We surpassed 300 lines of dialogue. So maybe I can reach 600 after all? I'm still not sure, but we'll see. I think I know what the next topic is gonna be for this monologue so I can write more lines. I'm gonna wait a day or two so I can rest from typing so much with my thumbs. I'm still writing the script for my Sunoo commentary video, my thumbs cannot be exhausted right now. I promise next time I'll stay on topic and not swerve to ones that don't fit the main topic out of nowhere. I might not even allow some things into this monologue in audio form. 365 lines in. I'm heading out now. Talk to you viewers again in a day or two. Thursday, December 14, 2023, 6:55 p.m. Since NewJeans has released a teaser for their upcoming remix album, why not talk about the next topic for this audio monologue? I'm actually gonna be talking about all of the scandals the group has gotten into so far, and what my opinion is. This is the only time I'll talk about them in general, so if you're interested in what I think, keep listening. However, I'm not gonna talk about the lyrics for the cookie controversy since everyone already talked about it enough. All I'll say about it is that the lyrics were blatantly filled with innuendos and Heejin's excuses are all bullshit. It got more people talking about the group and it worked. It was what she wanted. I'll talk more about Heejin as a person later, so let's move on to the NewJeans scandals. I'll start with the OMG one. Honestly, I find it really stupid that people really thought mental illness was being mocked in the music video. The setting of the psychiatric ward was only used to describe someone as being so in love with someone that they're losing their mind. It's literally in the lyrics. I don't think anyone was trying to mock mental illness or people who had to go to a psychiatric ward. What were they supposed to do? If they used a school setting again, people would say the music video was a hype boy clone or something. Also, isn't the OMG music video supposed to be in the perspective of the idol? Because Ditto was from the perspective of a Kpop stan. Again, I just don't think the psychiatric ward meant anything serious or anyone was being mocked. I know there are people who hate Heejin, so they'll find anything to blame her for. But I think this is the only scandal where people reached a bit too far just to take another opportunity to bash Heejin. Anyway, let's move on to the Cool With You scandal. Yes, the song with the Squid Game actress in it got into some controversy. There were two scenes that people had a problem with from the side of music video. The scene where the actress crawls on top of the male character, and the scene where she stands naked in the rain. I'm sorry I keep calling her the actress. I don't remember her name and I don't feel like looking it up. Some people had an issue with the actress crawling over her male love interest because they thought it looked really odd. Like two adults were about to have sex. Now I know this claim also sounds dumb like the OMG one, but I can see where they're coming from. The way the scene was shot when she's crawling over the man looked kinda similar to how some certain scenes are shot in movies, where a character climbs and hovers over another character before stuff happens. The whole vibe that scene gave felt very mature. It's the only way I can describe it. When I first watched it, I was a little put off by the scene. And when it cut over to the NewJeans members just sitting there watching everything, it just felt a little weird. I could very well be overreacting and overthinking it, but it's what I felt at the time. Now the scene with the actress standing naked in the rain. I actually thought nothing was wrong with this because I immediately knew she was doing something to transform herself. I don't think this had any sexual or mature connotations like the other scene did. She just stood there naked in the rain, changing herself into a human. And I know once again the NewJeans members stood there watching her do this, but again I don't think there's anything weird about this scene. Someone being completely naked doesn't automatically mean something sexual is happening. You gotta be mature enough to understand that. But we all know most K-pop stans have not reached any level of maturity yet, and some of them never will. So to reiterate, the bedroom hovering over the man scene was filmed with a mature vibe to it that didn't sit well with me personally. And standing naked in the rain scene was fine in my opinion. So now, let's finally move on to the most infamous scandal, the ETA controversy. This one is definitely the worst one by far, however the way bunnies handled this scandal was completely terrible. So let's first talk about the controversy itself. I didn't know anything about this because I'm not Spanish or from Spain. ETA was allegedly some kind of terrorism group in Spain years and years ago. The names of some of the victims from that group are Eva, Mikel, and Maria. When Adore released the shorts teaser for this song showing those exact names, people immediately knew what Heejin was trying to do again. She was obviously trying to spark controversy to get more people talking about NewJeans, like with the cookie lyrics scandal. But compared to that, this is so much worse. How did she think it was okay for her to use the names of alleged murder victims of a terrorist group, use the ETA name associated with said victims, and film the music video in Spain? This has to be the biggest stomp in the face to not only the victims, but also the family members and friends of the victims too. I don't understand why they couldn't at the very least use different names for the characters. You can keep the ETA title because it also means estimated time of arrival, which is exactly what the lyrics talk about. But they really just couldn't change the names? Well, no, because Heejin wanted backlash to happen for this song so more people can talk about it. People tend to get more attention when they do something negative than when they do something positive. So in Heejin's eyes, all publicity is good publicity, especially the bad one. And to make things a bit more worse, she even hinted in the music video that Eva murdered both Mikel and Maria out of jealous rage. Because Mikel was originally Eva's boyfriend, but then he cheated on her with a girl named Maria. That's the main storyline for these alleged murder victim characters. How lovely. I know it's left unknown if Eva actually did something horrible to Mikel and Maria, but the fact that it's even a possibility is absolutely vile. These people were literally allegedly murdered by a terrorist group, and you had the audacity to add in a scene where it seems like Eva murdered both of them and put them in her trunk. If that's actually what happened to them in real life, including Eva, that is just next level of awful and so disrespectful. I want to make it very clear that I do not blame the NEWJEANS members for any of this at all. They weren't part of the creative process for any of it, I don't think. They have to just go along with whatever because they don't want to lose their careers, especially not when they're growing so fast. Now with how Bunnies handled the controversy, I'm gonna be real with you guys. Nobody cared. Nobody gave a flying fuck about the ETA controversy, even with how insanely insensitive it is. People did try to call it out at the beginning when the teaser was released. But after the full song and music video came out, everyone stopped caring immediately. I didn't see anyone talk about it ever again except for a few Kpop channels. Bunnies really tried to downplay everything by saying that ETA had nothing to do with the terrorist group, and the names Eva, Mikel and Maria were just very common names in the Hispanic community. That doesn't even matter, it's the fact that they purposely used those names, and associated ETA with those names, and even hinted at Mikel and Maria possibly being killed by Eva, who is also an alleged victim. It would literally save you from looking like an idiot if you just blatantly said you didn't care about the controversy and moved along. This is why I never take K-pop stans seriously when they try to call something out. I saw some people say that they were gonna boycott NEWJEANS' comeback because of ETA. But it seems like that didn't happen. I think I always see people say that they want to boycott NEWJEANS because of their CEO Heejin. But they end up continuing to support them because they feel bad for the girls. So I think all bunnies have just convinced themselves that they're only supporting the NEWJEANS members and not Heejin. Even though some of that money they spend is still going to Heejin no matter how much they try to separate the members from their CEO. Speaking of their CEO, I want to talk about Heejin's allegations for a minute. When NEWJEANS first debuted, it was revealed that Heejin had photos of topless underage girls in her house, allegedly. She was the one that posted those photos on her Instagram, but of course those photos are gone now. Also, that whole thing about Red Velvet's song Ice Cream Cake also having a plethora of innuendos. And her allegedly photoshopping abs off the shiny members so they can look younger. A perfectly normal adult doesn't just do things like this even if it was a prank. When Heejin gushed about Hyun from NEWJEANS, the youngest member, and talked about how innocent she is, I kinda have to say it. PDF files love shit like this. Yes, I wrote it as PDF files because YouTube absolutely hates the other word I wanted to use. I also have to say this is all allegedly, it's my opinion and for fake in Minecraft. But think about it. This is textbook how PDF files think about children. She's using minors to sing innuendos in songs, photoshopping abs off of adults to make them look younger. Overtly freaking out over how young and innocent Hyun is. Allegedly for fake in Minecraft. Really think about it, a normal adult wouldn't do any of this. If she just adored Hyun because of how adorable she is and that was it, that would be fine. But add the purposeful songs filled with innuendos, the photoshopping abs off. And especially the photos of topless underage girls on her walls in her home. 2 + 2 kinda equals 4, doesn't it? Plus when Heejin was questioned why she had those photos on her walls, she dismissed it entirely and said those photos were a gift to her from a friend. She never answered why she had the photos despite knowing the implications. And whoever gifted those photos to her is either a weirdo too, or they just know and accept the fact that Heejin is a weirdo. A whole PDF file, allegedly for fake in Minecraft. I know that's a strong allegation to throw out there, but it's genuinely how I feel. And I'm not the only one that has thrown that out there. So many people did it that she decided to take legal action against those that did. That's why I'm being careful in what I say here in case she somehow stumbles across this livestream. I'm extremely doubtful, but I still have to be careful. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say about this. I honestly thought about making a video talking about this, but then I decided not to. Since I'm trying this livestream audio monologue thing out, I figured why not talk about it here instead in case people want to watch me color animations and listen to this too. Gotta head out now. I don't know what my next topic will be, it could just be little updates from me at this point. I'm at 480 lines now, and I need 120 more to reach 600. I'll try to stop exactly at 600 because I don't want to write anymore lol. This is a bit harder than I thought. Typing for multiple hours for this kinda sucks. It's like I'm writing a script for a video but I'm not. But anyway, I'm leaving now. Hopefully the next 1 or 2 entries will be the final for this long monologue. Bye for now. Saturday, December 16, 2023, 4 p.m. I'm actually gonna make this the last entry for this audio monologue because I don't know what else to talk about that's K-pop related. Maybe next time I'll look through topics that K-pop Junkie has talked about to see what I can talk about in future monologues. So today I'm actually gonna talk about something that isn't K-pop related at all, but it does kinda have something to do with art. I'm an art and K-pop channel, so wouldn't it make sense for me to also talk about art topics too? Most of you might not even know about this, but if you're interested in learning way more than what I'm gonna talk about today, look this up. Today I'm gonna be talking about the Hopeless Peaches quote-unquote drama. I put quotes on drama because the whole situation became very serious in the middle of it, so calling it drama doesn't feel right to me. Again, if you don't know about this whole situation but you want to know more, just look up Hopeless Peaches drama on YouTube. I'll try to very briefly recap what happened as best as I can. But I still highly recommend watching videos about this situation that explain everything. This recap is all gonna be from memory alone. So some events might get unintentionally left out due to me not remembering quite well. But I definitely remember witnessing the entire train wreck throughout YouTube and Twitter, so let's get started. The whole thing actually sparked from another drama called the Toby drama. If you want to find out more about that, again just look it up because I'm not explaining that one here. I would be here all day and night typing away. Anyway, it all started because a commentary YouTuber named Prisonmate Luke accused Hopeless Peaches of being an unalive baiter. Basically using unaliving tweets for attention, his words not mine. And then things got worse when another creator joined in the situation. I'm not gonna name her because I don't want her to potentially find me from these subtitles or something. I'll just refer to her as Cece. Cece then accused Hopeless Peaches of pretty much being a horrible friend, and getting mad at her for a collab they did not doing well. I think there was also accusations of Peaches harassing Cece until she ended up in the hospital allegedly. Without any concrete proof, people took these accusations of being an unalive baiter, a harasser, and a shit talker and ran with it all since Peaches' reputation was already bad at this point. More art commentary YouTubers made their own videos commenting on the situation. Some people went after Peaches, and some people actually went out of their way to defend Peaches. I say it like that because there was this weird thing at the time where if anyone publicly defended Hopeless Peaches, they would immediately be accused of terrible things. I think now is a good time to mention 2 art commentary YouTubers that became the victims of this situation for a long time while everything was happening. Omnia and Kai Weiss. Also now known as the 2 people who are definitely not obsessed with Hopeless Peaches. I don't care to name them because I hate both of them. They're both terrible people that love to use oppression and social justice issues as a weapon against people. I also hate Cece, but she allegedly has an entire friend group filled with PDF files, groomers, and predators. Anyway, whenever some YouTubers tried to defend Peaches, they would always get accused of being racist. Just a robot Nani and harsh opinions from what I remember off the top of my head got completely slammed with racism allegations after trying to defend Peaches. Let me quickly say that I feel awful for harsh opinions because they were literally gaslit into thinking the can of worms comment they made in their video was horrifically racist, when it actually wasn't at all. Thanks a lot Kai and Omnia, you both suck. Another big art commentary YouTuber named Thuman also joined at some point with her bad attempt to end the whole drama. I say it was bad because she also accused everyone that tried to defend Peaches of being racist for quote, dogpiling on two smaller black creators, unquote. After that whole mess settled, things started to calm down a little bit. Then another creator named Harley TBS joined the situation to actually showcase that Peaches was the real victim this whole time. At the time everyone else was too afraid to defend her because they would immediately be accused of being racist, so Harley stepping in to shift the tides was pretty brave in my opinion. Harley showed some damning evidence that Peaches wasn't an unalive baiter and that she actually tried to end things while all of these negative videos about her were coming out. He also showed proof that Cece was the one that was harassing Peaches after their friendship fell through, and continued to talk shit about her even after Peaches apologized to her multiple times. Oh yeah, this is also when a certain lizard art commentary YouTuber had made a video about Peaches, another bad attempt to try and end the drama. I'm not naming him just for the sake of Peaches' mental health because he's a trigger for her now. Before Harley's video, the lizard made a neutral video on the whole situation trying to end the drama once and for all. But it actually wasn't neutral because he spent the whole video speaking negatively about Peaches and called her a broken person. He also used a screenshot of Peaches from her now privated video about her own experience with being groomed as a child for his thumbnail. Omnia did the same thing too. And both refused to change it until they got enough backlash. At this point, the people who contributed to making very negative videos about Peaches went into damage control mode. Kai Omnia CC prison mate Luke, and lo then behold creep show art. I actually kinda forgot that she also joined the situation and made accusations of Peaches being a terrible friend and person in general. Luke dipped after he got tons of backlash for claiming that Peaches was an unalive baiter. Kai and Omnia tried to save themselves but ended up making themselves look worse over time. And Cece went quiet publicly but was privately still talking shit about Peaches. Every other commentary YouTuber made apology videos to Peaches for helping the spread of negativity and misinformation about Peaches, and everything simmered down a bit. And then another avalanche of bullshit happened when literally every single YouTuber that mainly contributed to the hopeless Peaches drama started getting exposed for being awful people one by one. It was insane, but I think it was karma coming through to all of these people. I already said that prison mate Luke left after the Peaches drama and he did write an apology to Peaches in the pinned comment of his final video, but it wasn't enough in my opinion. Creep Show Art got exposed for allegedly being a serial stalker towards Emily Artful, another art YouTuber, and a garbage person in general. Omnia and Kai got exposed for being awful. Plus allegedly both of them being physically abusive to each other. Oh yeah, I didn't mention before. They started dating because they both started the Toby drama that eventually spiraled into this mess I'm talking about. The lizard bitch got exposed for allegedly keeping cheese pizza of a 13-year-old girl on a U South B hard drive even until after he turned 18. I do need to state that he did say he got rid of the USB as soon as he realized he still had it after turning 18, so I hope that is true. Cece got exposed for pretty much allegedly having a PDF file grooming predator ring on her Discord server and on another messaging site. Hopeless Peaches actually made 2 great videos talking about this, so I highly recommend checking those out. Thumbin hasn't completely been exposed yet. But Kai did make an expose video about her showing that she was behind the scenes along with Kai Omnia Creep Show Art prison mate Luke and some others planning to take down Peaches with their videos. Kai made the video though, someone who also participated in Peaches' takedown behind the scenes, so take his video with a grain of salt. I'm sure a more proper video will be made about her one day. Hopefully. That's basically the end of the hopeless Peaches drama, even though the effects of that situation still linger to this very day. Peaches made a video talking about the whole situation and what was happening behind the scenes while it was all going on. She received so many death and SA threats online every single time a YouTuber uploaded yet another negative video about her. It got so bad that there were multiple times where Peaches wanted to end things, but her friends immediately reached out to her and kept her from doing it. She plans on making a video explaining how much that whole situation deeply affected her, and how a lot of people don't seem to realize that. When stuff happens online, it's very easy to detach yourself from the people involved and think it's not affecting them. It's because we don't see anything that happens behind the scenes. And even when we're told exactly what happened, people still keep themselves detached and not fully realize how much they were affected. Because it didn't affect them directly. They have no clue as to what it feels like to have your reputation dug into the dirt to the point where if people defend you, their own reputation takes a hit too. They don't know what it's like to have hundreds or even thousands of people going to your DM and mentions telling you to off yourself, and threatening to SA you. And when that happens, no one really knows how to deal with massive hate from online. So for the people who just sit back and witness everything, all they can do is either send supportive messages to Peaches to try and cheer her up, or ignore it and pretend nothing happened. Which I highly recommend that you guys send love to Hopeless Peaches both on her Twitter and in her YouTube comments. She deserves all the love in the world after everything she's been through. To this very day, some people who made videos about the Hopeless Peaches drama are still trying to ruin her reputation behind the scenes. These people legitimately will not leave her alone, and I truly don't understand it. These people refuse to take any accountability and leave her be. It's obsessive behavior. I'm mostly talking about Kai and Omnia because those two love to still claim that Peaches won't leave them alone. However, these same two still keep tabs on Peaches on everything she does. Every time Peaches mentions one or both of them even just once, either Kai or Omnia is screaming crying on their Twitter accounts about how Peaches won't leave them alone. Mostly Kai does this because that motherfucker is a serial tweeter, and literally can't stay off Twitter for more than a day it seems. And I have to mention that Omnia once tried to claim that Peaches and other commentary channels condone abusers after they apparently took Kai's side after their abuse allegations came out. The condoning abusers claim triggered Peaches according to her on Twitter, and I personally think it was intentional. Omnia literally knows that Peaches is a victim of abuse herself. So saying that she condones abusers when she's a victim of it is disgusting. Also let me mention that Omnia, Kai Thuman and Creepshow Art all claimed themselves to be strong mental health advocates before. I said before in this monologue that bad people hide behind good causes, so these people strongly claiming to be mental health advocates was a facade to hide their own skeletons. I do hope that one day all of these people finally leave Peaches alone, but some people cannot let go of grudges, so who knows if they ever will. I wish Hopeless Peaches so much love and happiness in her life. The woman is a whole soldier dealing with all of this shit. Anyways, that's the Hopeless Peaches drama. I also wanted to make a video talking about this, but I decided not to because I did not want some of these people to start keeping tabs on me for getting involved. I still wanted to talk about this somewhere in public video form, so an audio monologue it is, where most people won't listen to this. I really wanted to talk about Kai and Omnia the most because for one they became victims of the Toby drama that spiraled into this mess. And for two, I got so tired of both of them trying to portray themselves as the biggest victims within the Hopeless Peaches drama. The drama that was centered around Peaches. And yet Omnia and Kai were convinced that they were the biggest victims of it all. I just remembered this. But those two actually made up accusations about Peaches using a secret YouTube and Twitter account to make it look like she was harassing both of them. How do they both still think that's not obsessive and harassing behavior on their end? I wouldn't be surprised if they both still think they were being dogpiled during that time some people were accurately calling them out on their bullshit. Alright, this is officially the end of this entire first audio monologue. I'm less than 15 lines away from reaching 600 lines of dialogue now. I did it, guys. Well, now I don't know if I can call this a monologue because this seemed more like a podcast or something. I don't want to call it a podcast though because then I would have to make an episode at least monthly and I'm not doing that. I have no interest in making a podcast right now, so we're sticking to calling this an audio monologue even if it's incorrect. I only want to make and play these during live streams just to have something else play in the background instead of just music playing. I will play music after these monologues end so it's not complete silence afterwards. And sometimes I might only play music on my live streams if I didn't feel like writing out another monologue. Mind you, this took multiple days to write all of this so it can be at least an hour long. Sometimes I'll probably only write around 10 minutes of dialogue if I just want to talk about one or two topics. I don't know how I'm gonna do it for every single live stream, so I'll just have to do whatever I feel like doing in the moment. Before I end this completely, I'll only live stream if I have a project to color so I don't leave you for a whole month without any videos. I kinda want to give you all something to watch and listen to while I'm busy working on other projects. Thank you to whoever actually sat and listened to this boring audio monologue lol. All of your support you've been giving me on this channel has been so motivating for me to work on more projects for you guys to enjoy. It's been hard due to a lot of physical pain I've been experiencing, but I am trying to take it easier to not overwork myself to the point where I can't work. I'm at the 600 And I have to mention that Omnia once tried to claim that Peaches and other commentary channels condone abusers after they apparently took Kai's side after their abuse allegations came out. The condoning abusers claim triggered Peaches according to her on Twitter, and I personally think it was intentional. Omnia literally knows that Peaches is a victim of abuse herself. So saying that she condones abusers when she's a victim of it is disgusting. Also let me mention that Omnia, Kai Thuman and Creepshow Art all claimed themselves to be strong mental health advocates before. I said before in this monologue that bad people hide behind good causes, so these people strongly claiming to be mental health advocates was a facade to hide their own skeletons. I do hope that one day all of these people finally leave Peaches alone, but some people cannot let go of grudges, so who knows if they ever will. I wish hopeless Peaches so much love and happiness in her life. The woman is a whole soldier dealing with all of this shit. Anyways, that's the hopeless Peaches drama. I also wanted to make a video talking about this, but I decided not to because I did not want some of these people to start keeping tabs on me for getting involved. I still wanted to talk about this somewhere in public video form, so an audio monologue it is, where most people won't listen to this. I really wanted to talk about Kai and Omnia the most because for one they became victims of the Toby drama that spiraled into this mess. And for two, I got so tired of both of them trying to portray themselves as the biggest victims within the hopeless Peaches drama. The drama that was centered around Peaches. And yet Omnia and Kai were convinced that they were the biggest victims of it all. I just remembered this. But those two actually made up accusations about Peaches using a secret YouTube and Twitter account to make it look like she was harassing both of them. How do they both still think that's not obsessive and harassing behavior on their end? I wouldn't be surprised if they both still think they were being dogpiled during that time. Some people were accurately calling them out on their bullshit. Alright, this is officially the end of this entire first audio monologue. I'm less than 15 lines away from reaching 600 lines of dialogue now. I did it, guys. Well, now I don't know if I can call this a monologue because this seemed more like a podcast or something. I don't want to call it a podcast though because then I would have to make an episode at least monthly and I'm not doing that. I have no interest in making a podcast right now, so we're sticking to calling this an audio monologue even if it's incorrect. I only want to make and play these during live streams just to have something else play in the background instead of just music playing. I will play music after these monologues end so it's not complete silence afterwards. And sometimes I might only play music on my live streams if I didn't feel like writing out another monologue. Mind you, this took multiple days to write all of this so it can be at least an hour long. Sometimes I'll probably only write around 10 minutes of dialogue if I just want to talk about one or two topics. I don't know how I'm gonna do it for every single live stream, so I'll just have to do whatever I feel like doing in the moment. Before I end this completely, I'll only live stream if I have a project to color so I don't leave you for a whole month without any videos. I kinda want to give you all something to watch and listen to while I'm busy working on other projects. Thank you to whoever actually sat and listened to this boring audio monologue lol. All of your support you've been giving me on this channel has been so motivating for me to work on more projects for you guys to enjoy. It's been hard due to a lot of physical pain I've been experiencing, but I am trying to take it easier to not overwork myself to the point where I can't work. I'm at the 600th line now, so I definitely need to end this monologue. Thank you so much and talk to you again soon. End of audio monologue. Saturday, December 16, 2023, 7:24 p.m. you.